What did I just watch? First of all, CGI soldiers running around. Second of all, the Ayato and Kaneki fight got cut short. No 103 bones. If you don't know, well, I'm going to assume that everyone who's here has read the manga, because Tokyo Ghoul is so big now that after watching season 1, you've probably gone over and read the manga, and the manga is godlike. It's so damn good. But the way the first season ended off, we all knew this sort of thing was going to happen, because it was always slated that this was going to be an anime original series, but I at least expected them to finish the Aogiri Tree little roundup. What I did not expect was the massive curveball at the end of this episode. If you don't know and haven't read, this is going to be a bit of a spoiler, but it doesn't really matter because this anime's got its own original route. In the manga, Kaneki does not join Aogiri Tree. That is like a hella curveball. They've still added elements into this which still carries on with the manga, such as like Juzo, him taking the body of the butcher, can't remember his name, saved my life, the two dudes with their like little shell armor protection, the whole thing with Amon staying around, the whole way this just ended just took me by surprise. Now, with that, I knew it was going to happen, so I'm going to try and stay positive, but I know how good this second season could have been, because just looking at this, they've pushed up the animation. You can see that some of the fight scenes were like, they weren't amazing, but from what they were last season, well, 2 seasons ago when we had the original Tokyo Ghoul, it is one hell of a step up. Let's ignore the CGI. That is just like a major con for this entire episode. But overall, the animations had a bump up, and the censorship was not there from the version that I watched. So overall, I'm not sure how to feel about this. Obviously, I'm disappointed because I wanted more elements. I wanted them to finish the Aogiri Tree arc, and then I wanted them to fill in like this little bit of like, there's a gap in the manga of about 6 months between the current arc, well, past current arc because it's no longer here now, and what happens next. Now I was hoping they were going to fill that in with this season and then come in with a season 3 to finish off the original manga, but from the way this is going, I'm not sure that's going to be possible at all now, because the whole Aogiri Tree thing is very interesting. There is something that Kaneki says when he's fighting Ayato about the ideals of why he's there, about who he's protecting. I think it's something to do with along the lines of Toka, and it's just going to be interesting to see how this idea develops, because I'm going to have to go into this with an open mind now, just because it isn't now an original story, and I do love these characters, so I'm very interested to see where it goes at least, and I do hope it ends in a way where they can carry on from where the manga was and then finish it off as a whole, and this is just basically like the filler series which no one was too fussed about, because if you look at the manga sales from the season 1, Tokyo Ghoul jumped up there because of it, and it wasn't even the best like animated series going, it was just really impactful, and a lot of people then jumped over to the manga, so for that aspect it worked really well. Now I just don't know what they're going to do with this season, and I hope it turns out well, because there's a lot of things you could talk about this, but for overall first impressions, obviously I'm a little bit sad because I wanted more of my Tokyo Ghoul godness, but all I can do is go into it with an open mind, and hopefully this story will add something new to the world, or it'll just give a new spin on the characters that I didn't first see. But the clowns will always have the last laugh. That line, man, that line. So please, if you've watched this episode, let me know in the comments below on what you thought. If you've read the manga, how do you feel? What do you think is going to happen with the development? And how gorgeous was that scene where Kaneki was talking to Toka by the river? You had the view of the sea, the snow was falling, you could tell it was a 3-piece setup, and it just looked really nice. I thought it was like the contrast was pushed too high for the fact that it didn't look good as a sole image, but for what they were going for, it was very impactful with the break. But overall, awesome episode, but I can't really score it higher than a 6.5. At the most, I'd push it to a 7, just with the fact that this story is now going to get very interesting, I feel like. But let me know in the comments below on what you thought. I'm thinking I may have to do reviews for this. We'll see what happens. I'm going to be posting a bunch of first impressions of the shows coming out this season, because I'm interested in a bunch of them. Sorry this video's up late as well. I only got back into from Prague today. I've been in Prague the last week, if you didn't know. So all these videos might be a little skewed, but I'm going to get them up as and when I can. I've been Harry, be sure to like, comment, subscribe and all that glorious stuff, and I shall see you soon for more of that glorious anime. Goodbye.